Hi, this is Miss Hamilton. Welcome to the Unquiet Library's video tutorial on how to bookmark an article from Gale opposing viewpoints to your Scoop.It topic. You're going to begin by opening the actual article that you want to bookmark, and on the right side of the screen, look for the toolbox and the text link called Share. Once you click on Share, approximately a dozen or so social media services will populate the box. If you don't see Scoop.It, then simply look for the plus sign that says More. This will take you to the full suite of choices that are available from the Add This service for bookmarking. Now, you can type in your topic. You could browse alphabetically, but since there are over 100 services available, it's a little bit faster to go in and actually type the title of Scoop.It. Notice that you want to choose the green choice, Scoop.It, not the red one, Scoop.At. And once you have made the selection of Scoop.It, it'll take just a moment for Internet Explorer to process your command. Once you've made your selection, then your Scoop.It dashboard is going to open momentarily. This is going to prompt you to double check the publication fields that you might want to use in this project. It'll take again just a moment. And once Scoop.It is contacted by the Share This service from within Gale opposing viewpoints, then we can begin tweaking the title and the description field before we put that resource on our Scoop.It magazine. Because sometimes we have high network traffic, it may take just a moment for Internet Explorer to fulfill your request. Now, I can go through and make whatever changes I need. The first and most important choice is to make sure that you choose the correct topic. If you have multiple topics that you're curating in Scoop.It, then you'll want to double check the topic selection here. You'll note now that the title of the resource is a bit generic, so we want to actually go back into the article and copy and paste the title. Otherwise, we don't really know exactly what they mean by Gale opposing viewpoints in context document. And you can just erase that and paste in the appropriate title. Typically, with the images, Scoop.It will not pick up those from the databases if they're available, because we're dealing with a little bit of a walled garden environment, and it doesn't populate, again, all these fields quite as cleanly or as quickly or easily as it does a source on the open web. If there is an image that you want to download from the article and then re-upload into your Scoop, then certainly you can do that. Now I want to check the brief description, and while it's helpful to know that this comes from Gale opposing viewpoints, it's a little bit brief. So I might want to jump back into my article and see if there is information that I could copy just to kind of jog my memory and orient me to that reading. So I'm going to grab the essential reading questions that preface the reading of this article. If you want to leave that, Gale opposing viewpoints in context, just to remind yourself which database it comes from, you certainly could do that. And now I'm going to paste that text that I've just copied. Again, it may take just a moment. Now I can go about completing my task. If I want to cross-post this to any of my social media streams, I certainly could do that. But if not, then I can bypass that step, and now I'm ready to publish. And again, it may take just a moment for Scoop.It and Internet Explorer to process your request. Now it's going to tell me the post has been added and to go see it. And again, if you're bookmarking in Internet Explorer, unfortunately, you are going to have to deal with the multiple pop-up windows. If you're working in another browser at home, like Chrome or Firefox, you don't have to quite deal with some of that aggravation of the pop-ups. Now I'm going to see my Scoop.It scoop that I've made to my magazine. I can close and X that out, and then I can see where it falls on my dashboard. And at this point, I could manipulate my dashboard if I wanted to do so, or I could go about continuing to curate. Again, you can always click on your link and double check to make sure that Scoop.It and Add This did indeed grab the correct bookmarklet. Note that we did not go through and do a manual post by grabbing this link. Again, our databases have special links. In Gale, they're called bookmarks. In Academic Search Complete, they are called permalinks. Remember, these are the persistent and static URLs that get us back to that exact article in any given database. So just be aware of that when you're bookmarking. Thank you for taking a few minutes to watch our video tutorial on how to bookmark a Gale opposing Viewpoints article to your Scoop.It curation dashboard.